Howdy, folks. Master Chef Boyardee here, and I'm challenging Gordon Ramsay to a pasta off. And my name's Wyatt. For this vlog, I've decided to talk about my writings, specifically a short story contest that I found and decided to enter. I found it about a week after it started, which is pretty good time considering just me in general. and but I wasn't too concerned about the cutoff point, as it was at the end of September. And 3 weeks should have been enough. That was totally wrong. I started writing this script on September 23rd, and I'll add an update at the end on whether I submitted it in time or not. Man, who wrote this thing? What an idiot. I ran into quite a few problems during my story. When it started, I was already struggling to balance helping my family, school, homework, wrestling, work, feeding the creature, and I just didn't really have time to work on anything other than brainstorming. And I really did not need to do that because I already had plenty of short story ideas written down. Seriously, I have at least 30. There would be more, but I had written them down on the Quick Memos app on my old phone. Now it doesn't work, and I can't access them. Isn't that fun? I'm totally don't want to throw someone off a cliff. There were some good ideas, too. Originally, I decided to use a newer plot idea. Would have been one of those dying fantasy type stories. You know, the kind where the main conflict comes from the lack of magic in the world rather than a surplus. It's going to be a very serious, deep story with plenty of metaphors about the subject of writing and thoughts on what happens to a story when an author dies. That was hardly going to be the central focus of the work. And like all of my stories, it would have had plenty of spooky stuff injected into it through disturbing creatures and an overall spooky atmosphere. It was just one small, infinitesimal, tiny, itty-bitty little problem I had, though. I have no experience with fantasy. Like, at all. Nothing. Nada. Zero. Haven't read a single fantasy book. I've watched Harry Potter. I mean, I'm ashamed to admit it now, but, I watched it. I mean, come on. It's not her fault she said that stuff. It's the black mold in her walls. It's commanding her like the Green Goblin suit. Come on, roll it. You know you want to. No, I can't. Come on. This bit sucks. We're moving on. Thankfully, I just gave up on that idea. Like, about a week after. And it only took a single day to decide on a different idea. So at this point, I only had about a week and 6 days to finish the work. And I had decided on a plot that... It's like 2 in the morning, Jesus Christ. I decided on a plot that on paper, get it because it's writing, and I'm so funny. I'm so funny. I landed on a plot that on paper sounded much more difficult to write. It was almost a satirization of cable talk shows like Morning America that mixes and becomes a slow, oh, the evil I've become type story. it makes more sense in my mind than when read and written. I'd actually tried writing it out before, but I just wasn't feeling how I was formatting it. Like it didn't mesh well, and it was driving me crazy. I mean, I'm always crazy, but I was slightly more crazy. Uh, Once I came back to it, though, it had become clear how I should write it. First night that I was writing it, I had already written 1,000 words. I was like, paragraph, paragraph. I was like, ding, ding. I was just simply goaded. I was locked in. It's the best I felt while writing in months. It was also the best writing I felt I had done in months. I didn't even need to write out a plan for it, as I already had planned out all of it in my head. It was so crystal clear. It's like I had a DVD of it playing in my head. And I do. This DVD slot in the back of my head. At least that's what I hope the hole is there for. See, there's the hole. Anyway, it's now, by the time I finished the script, it was October 3rd. Did I make it? Of course I did. I'm just too good to fail. Except for when it comes to this project. I'm gonna fail this project. Like, there's no doubt about it. I fail. I had to have this done by yesterday. Yeah. Well, now, because it's still 30 seconds left, let's go with some, let's go with something like this. An album I bought. School's Out. Alice Cooper. It's a good album. It's not his best. It's not his best by, like a few albums, but good albums. So it's got School's Out. You heard of School's Out? That song that everyone always plays at the end of a school year? School's Out. No more teachers, no more books. School's out. Yeah, school's out. And stay tuned in the next vlog where I just list excuses for 10 minutes straight. Bye.